memories where they are stored in that normal location in your brain, and they can actually force them through chemical inducing and electromagnetic impulses to cause your neurotransmitters, or however, to move those memories into parts of the brains, parts of your brain that are not normally hold those memories.
Okay.
Now, then what they do is with the part of your brain that you're supposed to have memories, they will false implant. This is what I've been working on very hard for the past year, is getting everything back into the right location and then getting rid of the rubbish.
Okay. Now we have numbers of questions coming in for you, and let's just start with this one here. What are the blue bloods? Have you ever heard of the blue bloods?
The blue bloods sounds like some kind of extraterrestrial reference. You know, I'm definitely no expert on extraterrestrials. Okay. I only can share with what I know for a fact. Okay. So I really wish I could answer that, but I can't.
Okay. Has your DNA? This is another one from the Fast Blast. Has your DNA in any way been altered?
From what I was told, yes. But again, something I'm still working on.
Okay. All right. This question here: how long have we had time travel?
Well, I mean, really, time travel's been around for a long time, and I can answer that with telling something really quick that I know. The base that I was at, the mode of travel that is still being used there was actually at a much older facility that was discovered about, I've recently gotten more information, about 25, 30 years ago, and this technology was, at first they were reverse engineering, and then basically they called in some friends. I say it that way because I don't know who it was, but they were able to get things going. But this technology and this facility, you could almost call it like an abandoned facility, not built by the human race. This technology was definitely being used for a long, long time. So, I mean, time travel has been around for thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of years. But as far as the United States, the better part of, from what I can say, 40, 50 years.
Now, have you time traveled, Aaron?
From what I've been told, yes.
Have you ever met yourself in the past?
No.
Have you ever?
I don't remember that.
Have you ever met yourself in the future?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I'm just wondering if two of you could occupy the same plane at the same time. I wonder if you'd neutralize each person.
I've heard this theory before, and I don't know, but I can say that there are far better experts as far as that is concerned than me, and those would be definitely the people to ask. The thing is with me, here was my sole job, so that people understand. My job, I was a soldier. I did a lot of things. I didn't just do, I did a lot of operations. I was part of my labs. I was part of assassinations. I was part of, surveillance. I was a part of, cleanup jobs. Basically, the unit I was with, when things got a little bit too out of hand, we were called in to fix the mess. Or to grab the people that needed to be grabbed. So a lot of this technology, I didn't really care about. I just went and did what I was told to do because I was really basically a flesh and blood robot that had been programmed to do certain things, and that was it.
We have this question for you concerning the underwater bases you just described earlier. Did they have a covered dome in sort of diamond shapes?
I think they're asking the question because they're referring to what has been talked about on Mars and the Moon. No. I remember very, very faint that this was not a glass type dome, that it's not like you were in a giant aquarium and looking up and seeing fish. It was all completely enclosed, solid enclosed.
We have this question from the live, and I'm jumping over to the live chat, and I'll try to go down. By the way, for those of you new to the live chat or watching it, you know that it does scroll. So if you ask your question and I happen to not look at it, it'll scroll right out of my view. So sometimes I'll pull it down. Other times you just need to resubmit it, and everybody that uses the live chat knows that. That's why they're solid on the Fast Blast. In the live chat, then, is the Eiffel Tower? Do you know if it's a giant radio transmitter going into outer space?
Well, I mean, with the size of it and the metal that they use, I mean, that could definitely be, it could be used that way, but is it? I don't know. I was never part of any kind of operation with the Eiffel Tower.
Okay. And let's go on down to this here. Have you ever heard of the claims of Andrew Basiglio concerning time travel? And I think he was dealing with the Project Pegasus. Yes.
In fact, I met Andrew at a conference last year and was able to talk with him briefly and listen to what he had to say. And I am familiar with the facility that he was at in El Segundo, and at the El Segundo Air Force Base in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And yes, it wasn't so much time travel. Project Pegasus was used as a travel conduit mainly for Mars.
Really?
Yes.
And you mentioned that time travel and space travel like that. Do you have any memories of going to another planet?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
What planet did you go to?
I will say this because, but I haven't gotten this completely confirmed. I have to say that yet. These are just memories that I'm still working on. But I have memories of being at Mars and a couple of other places, but I'm not sure where.
If an average person were to look into your eyes, would they see a standard pair of eyes? Now, of course, we have your picture up on the screen here in the shades there, but do you have normal eyes, or do you have, say, like reptilian eyes or anything like that going on there?
My eyes are not normal, and I have unfortunately scared a few friends at times. I mean, my pupils are round, I have the irises, I have all that, but they tend to do things that are a bit unusual, and some occurrences that happened in correlation with unusual eye movement. I have a person that two people at the same time who noticed my eyes actually change shape, and at the same time, a big solid oak coffee table that was right next to me raised off the ground 3 inches and then slammed back down.
Aaron, why didn't you send me a picture of those eyes? I would have been more than happy to put them on the screen here.
Well, I don't have very many pictures of myself, but if you would like, Daniel, I'm sure I could ask a friend to take a picture of my eyes, but when you look at them through a picture, it happens, it's not consistent. It's intermittent. My eyes are constantly changing all the time. They flicker in an unusual manner, which had been a huge topic of discussion during my Project Camelot interview. I mean, I even had a person contact me, and he was some kind of he was a doctor of some sort. I don't remember, and he sent me an image where he had tried to slow down the footage so much, and he slowed it down so many frames, and even then he could not get the eyes to go fluid. He said it was moving in a matter of nanoseconds, which is not normal.
But I guess we want to reassure our viewers and listeners that they're not reptilian. Because on this show...
I've never been told that, and I have quite a few friends who are knowledgeable in that subject, and I've never been told that.
And the other requirement... And the other requirement for people's safety is they can't look like goat's eyes. And those things, you ever seen those like sideways looking things?
Yeah, I've seen those.
So as long as your eyes don't look either one of those, then I think we're going to be okay. Let me ask you something. You mentioned earlier in your opening introduction about Camp Pendleton. A few years ago, there was something circulating on the Internet in its infancy that the military personnel there were given, they were given a test or something that said that would you fire on American citizens if martial law was declared. Did you ever hear that rumor?
Yes, I did hear that, and they did indeed do that. They didn't just do that at Camp Pendleton. They did it a lot of places, but California has been one of the states that was kind of a grassroots state where they're really testing their things out for martial law. That was one of the other things that I was a part of, was coordinating a few training exercises back in 2008 with that. So yes, and in fact they started up doing it was kind of coordinated to where all of a sudden 5 Humvee vehicles from the motor pool at 29 Palms were taken out, but there was none of the paperwork was done, and they were actually doing DUI stops and